I think he had just about every role except supervisor in the town.
Well, it is 7:29. We don't want to be accused of not being prompt. So I think I got the cue from Ms. Harvey and Mr. Agnew. Is that correct? Technology. I like what you've done with the tripods. Very creative. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to the June 20th, 2024 Webster Town Board meeting. Let's bring it to order. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dolly, can you do roll call, please?
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi. Here. Councilwoman Wynn. Here. Councilwoman Wright. Here. Town Attorney Genesi.
Present.
Well, our first agenda item tonight is going to be a proclamation that's in the memory of Bill Rampy Jr. So Deputy Supervisor Cataldi and the Rampy family are going to join us at the podium.
So I want to thank Bill's family for being here this evening. His lovely daughters, Jennifer and Denise. Jennifer's fiance is also here watching. And his lovely wife, Kathy. Kathy actually was a town board member for 4 years, so she's very familiar with the role in this room. This is a proclamation in memory of Bill Rampy Jr. Whereas the community of Webster was saddened to learn of the passing of Bill Rampy Jr. on February 13th, 2024. Bill was a lifelong resident of Webster and an exemplary public servant. He left a legacy of 38 years of public service to the town. And whereas Bill's experience and knowledge of construction was rooted in his successful business, Rampy Construction Company, he shared these talents and expertise as a member of the Webster Zoning Board of Appeals and the Planning Board. He served as chairman on both boards for many years. And whereas Bill was elected to the town board in 2000, during his tenure on the board, he served as liaison to the Code Revision Committee that met frequently for more than 4 years. And whereas Bill was appointed as deputy supervisor in 2004 and continued to serve in that capacity for 9 years. And whereas a passionate advocate for Webster's beautiful green spaces, Bill served on the Open Space Committee. The committee was focused on and successful in the preservation of open space. Much of the preserved green space that we all enjoy today is a result of these efforts. And whereas community service was a hallmark of Bill's life, he also served our community as an active member of the Webster Lions Club. Whereas Bill had myriad interests, including showing horses, restoring and racing British sports cars, fishing, and traveling. He and Kathleen, his best friend and wife of 49 years, cherished time spent with their children and granddaughter. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the community of Webster recognizes the incredible talent and energy that Bill generously and selflessly gave to his hometown, making it a town we are all proud to call home. It is my honor to pronounce June 21st, 2024 as Bill Rampy Jr. Day in the town of Webster.
I hope that Bill is smiling from heaven knowing that his day is, I think it's the longest day of the year, right? June
That's right.
21st, he
It
has the
is.
most sunlight.
Yeah.
So very appropriate, right?
Just for someone who brought so much sunshine to our town, yes.
Well, I'm looking out at the crowd tonight, unless someone's behind my favorite pillar. The next item up on the agenda is open to the floor, where each speaker will be allowed up to 5 minutes. Is there anybody in attendance tonight that would like to take the podium to speak about anything their heart desires? Okay. Then the next item up tonight, we have 2 board meeting minutes to be considered for approval. I reviewed the June 6th town board meeting minutes, and I make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
And I also reviewed last week's June 13th, 2024 town board workshop minutes, and make a motion that we approve those.
Second?
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
Okay, I should know this.
It's me.
Jennifer.
I'll save you from looking in your folder.
Thank you.
I reviewed all of the bills and move that we approve the bills as submitted by the Director of Finance.
Second?
Councilwoman Wright,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. You know, it's funny, I was going to start a new tradition that the liaison for the department would do the motions for the agenda items. So, you know, the liaison to the finance department is Councilman Cahill. But he's not here tonight, so I will take the next 2. And then I guess we'll get, Patty, you'll be up, right? But the next 2, I make a motion to approve the prepaid warrants as submitted by Paul Adams, our Director of Finance.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
And I reviewed the purchase orders. I make a motion to approve the purchase orders as submitted by Paul Adams, the Director of Finance.
Second?
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
Kathy, is this all coming back to you, how this is like watching? I mean, it really is like watching grass grow, but it is a necessary function of the town government, right? So we've tried jugglers and entertaining things and, you know, trapeze artists, but it comes back to this, sorry. Although Denise, I'm sure you have some good ideas, how to spice it up a little bit, right? Yeah, always. Patty?
So the next is a resolution. This is something that we really do as a matter of housekeeping each year. We assign, hopefully, 2 officers to the school district as school resource officers. And their salary is something that is shared by the school district. And when school is not in session, then those officers generally do road patrol during the summer months and vacations. So I would move for the town supervisor to sign the intermunicipal agreement for the school resource officers for the 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. Where the next one will be, Patty, I think, Charlie, you may have some
Sure.
words on this. 'Cause
This is, many people know or should know, and unfortunately is the fact of life. The town's subject to a number of claims and lawsuits, and probably half of which involve the police department for various reasons. It doesn't mean the police department did anything wrong. It's just that they're sort of an easy target for lawsuits and claims. There has been a matter that's been around now for 5 years, and it's a matter of, well, the title is Walker, Christopher Walker, versus the town of Webster. In any event, there are a number of defendants. The town of Webster, the Webster Police Department, also another town and another police department are involved. It's involved a motor vehicle accident. In any event, there's been quite a bit of activity, most of which was done by the attorneys involved. I did not represent the town. We have insurance for that, and the insurer hires counsel. In any event, we finally resolved the matter. There was a mediation held. Mediator, rather than a judge, heard the matter, made a proposal, and worked with the parties to come up with a solution. There were 7 defendants, of which the town were 3. There were 3 of us, and the rest were others. But in any event, took a little doing. Both the attorney that represented us did a fine job, the mediator, by all accounts, did a fine job, and the matter was resolved 2 weeks ago, or actually not 2 weeks ago, last week. So in any event, we have come up with a settlement. The settlement is not going to cost the town of Webster anything. I mean, except the premium we've already paid for our insurance, but there's no deductible, unlike many of the other settlements that we have. And this is, there's no out-of-pocket money. And I'm just asking that the town board approve the settlement as part of the, as representative of 3 of the defendants in this matter.
And I will say, Charlie, that you sent this out to all of us well in advance of the meeting
Yeah.
with the information, so we're all very well aware of the settlement, and considering it's been going on for as long as it has, and it's always nice to see these things wrapped up, and especially when it involves no additional spending on the town.
Right.
So I would move that the Webster Town Board consents to and approves the settlement after mediation in the matter of Christopher W. Walker versus Town of Webster and all.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And I must say, I can throw away my eyes, Charlie, Paul, the rest of the town board. This is the second settlement in a row on a lawsuit mediation where the town has no money going up, but a settlement. Yeah, that's strange.
It is unusual.
mean,
No, it is. I will say it's unusual. I've been here, as you know, quarter of a century.
Yeah.
And these are the first 2 where no money has been requested. And usually that's why we come to the town board.
Right.
I mean, or I come to the town board on behalf of whoever it is, seeking approval because monies are expended.
Sure.
And there was the proclamation done about 6 months
Yep.
ago or whatever, and where there was no money that exchanged hands, and in this case, the same thing. But it was requested that we do this, so we're doing it.
Yeah, no, it's, hey, let's, maybe we get a hat trick. Well, I am the liaison to the courts, so the next resolution up is some recycling and trashing of some items at the Webster Justice Court. So I'm going to make a motion to approve the following items for recycle trash from the Webster Justice Courts. A Han Task Chair, asset number 003044, a Han Task Chair, asset number 003045, an all-steel task chair, asset number 003046, and an all-steel task chair, asset number 003047.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright?
Aye. And I will make the motion to approve the following items for auction recycling from the Parks Department. There's a longer list here. I don't know if you want me to read them all or say as presented on the agenda.
You said that was okay, right?
Yes, you do not. You can just state the items as listed.
As listed, there's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 items here. So I move we approve them for auction.
Second, although I was really hoping you'd read out Viper Scrubber, Salt Dog, and Sprayer Jacket.
Salt dog.
Salt dog.
Councilwoman Wright,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. And that concludes the formal part of the meeting, but we are going to have a 2-hour and 45-minute talk session because, wasn't our last town board meeting 3 hours long?
Oh, it was more than that.
3 hours and
3
4
and a
minutes,
half.
well, that's,
With executive session.
we are not going to do that. We will do our, I guess that's how they even out, right? You have your marathon, you have your sprint. I figured when I saw this agenda, I was like, I think we needed this tonight, after 2 weeks ago. So anyway, I guess with the round table, Paul, we'll start with you.
Sure, Tom. I'm very close to having the first draft version of the budget complete. Tom and I are actually starting our budget meetings with each department head tomorrow, so that will be kicked off. And also, I'd like to report that today we filed the first claim against a $20 million grant. The claim was about $14.3 million. We got a response from New York State. Everything was received, so they're going to begin the review process. I suspect that may take them maybe a little bit longer than what they indicated initially because we sent them a lot of documentation. So we'll see how it
But,
goes.
Paul, this is the earliest we've ever started the process, isn't it?
Yes.
And
Oh, yeah.
and where we've submitted something.
It's within
this
10
early
days.
After entering into the contract, it's phenomenal how
It is.
quickly it's just been.
Yep,
Oh, good job.
thanks.
I mean, the governor announced it on April 18th. Today is June 20th. 2 months later, not only have we got the contract signed and all that, we've submitted for $14.3 million on it. Maybe that's the hat trick. I mean, we got the
It's-
two non-sellers, and if we
it
get that
is-
money
it's
back.
almost, it's almost miraculous, yeah.
It really is, so.
Just goes to show, government can move fast.
It can.
If it
when
wants to.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, gang. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Well, Ginny, do you want to go next? or-
Sure. Well, I want to say when they left, I say, you know, what an honor and privilege. I know Bill and his lovely family for over 20 years. Her daughter, Denise, went to school with my son at Thomas, and, you know, was a wonderful young lady. And I know that Bill will be missed, but he will never be forgotten in our hearts. So, you know, he's up in heaven right now with my dad, looking down on all of us. And also, I would like to congratulate Maxwell Braywett with the Troop 108 in Webster for his Eagle Scout achievement. And I would like to congratulate Sophia Morath, senior at the Schrader High School, for her achievement over 95 GPA. And so far got an award check from Webster Museum and a certificate for her high school principal, from her high school principal. I had the privilege to attend both events and to celebrate our amazing young men and women for their achievements and success. Also, I would like to congratulate all the seniors at R.L. Thomas at Schrader High School. Enjoy your present, learn from your past, and embrace your future. Like always, please come out and support our Webster Museum and our Webster Library. They exist because of you. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thanks, Ginny. I'm going to save you for last.
Okay.
Yeah. Jennifer, back from a business trip, right?
No, well, I went to visit my daughter in Connecticut.
Oh, okay, I thought it was business.
A
Okay.
very fast road trip. I absolutely hate that she lives in Connecticut, but I drove Monday, visited with her Tuesday, and drove back Wednesday. It's great. Well, you know what it's like traveling all over the place to see your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you go the farthest. Well, I don't know, if you, but,
Denver?
yeah. I
Oh,
think
it's nothing compared to the 3 years in Africa.
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would just like to thank all of the Parks and Rec Department staff for a great summer celebration. It turned out to be a good night. The rain got a little misty, but it didn't put a damper on the event, and it was a great night for everybody, always is. So thank you for a wonderful job putting that together.
Thanks.
I talked with our deputy commissioner at the sewer department today, and he tells me that actually some of the new equipment is being installed. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And one of them, oh, I can't remember what it was, but he told me they're going to build it on site. And they'll be coming in next week to start that.
Is it the big fan?
No,
Like the blower?
it was the, I can't remember. That's
Yeah.
terrible. I'm not a good
Something
liaison to this
technical.
department, but there are so many pieces going into it. There was
Yeah.
discussion today about the bar screens. That's been installed and things are going well. And then this other piece is coming in starting on Monday. So it's very exciting. There's a lot of work being done down there.
It's great. Charlie?
Nothing new. I'm very pleased to see the Rampy family here. I've known them ever since actually before I moved to Webster, so I've known them almost 4 decades now. And Bill was really a remarkable guy. Thank you for your kind words, Jenny. He was just a fantastic guy. And not only a community leader, just as if you knew him personally, he was just terrific all the way around. And I'm very pleased. I can't tell you because it's so almost shocking to me how quickly we've gotten this process going with the EFC.
Yeah.
I'm just astounded. Believe me, just having the history and knowing how these grants work, and they're usually glacial, and this has moved so quickly. It's almost mind-boggling.
I mean, the 20 million pertains to phase 2 of the
Right.
sewer plant project. We got a grant from EFC back, I think, in 17, 18,
18,
for about $3 million
correct.
for phase 1. I think we are still trying to get the last, like, 600,000.
No, we wrapped it up about 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh.
well, I mean, you know.
Only took a
So it
little
only
more,
took,
6 years, yeah, okay.
5.5 years.
Well, let me tell you this, it didn't get wrapped up 5 weeks ago because Paul Adams' department is not crackerjacking
Oh,
what they
yeah.
do. It is, yeah, they are glacial,
It's-
that's the
it's-
best way to put it,
Right.
and, I don't know, I don't know.
Every meeting we've had with them, we just sit there, we're totally astounded and incredulous when they say, no, all you have to do is send it in. We'll review it, and we should get it out in a timely manner. Look, there's nothing else we have to do? No, that's it.
The whole process has been, I mean, it's been very smooth. I'm just, anyway.
Yeah,
I just hope that the people, the town is happy about it. They should be. They should be very pleased.
Yeah.
Well,
We all are.
and as Paul said, you know, I think the budget process is, in the town government is almost year-round, but, we're knee-deep in it now, and we're gonna start meeting with the department heads. If that $20 million grant, which you know you're gonna get it, but having that, you just submitted for $14 million, 14.3, if that money actually comes in the next week or two, like they say it will, which, okay, that changes things in how we budget for 2025. That's just a fact. You know, how you have to put together your bond anticipation notes of borrowing on these various projects, it changes things to our benefit. So,
Yeah.
knock on for Mike Wood, yeah.
We'll just have to remind them next time one of these grants takes a long time, that it can be done quickly.
Yeah, well, and I don't want to, I mean, I was really, I got to thank, and we're going to get to you, I don't do the round table, but I got to say this, that Brian Neenan, our school superintendent, was such a hero. We bounced an idea off of him 2 months ago about a special thank you package for the governor, you know, for the 20 million. It's an unprecedented amount of money for the town of Webster. And long story short, he was able to get, I think it was a 3rd grade class that put together like an 18 by 24 inch poster mural framed, very cute, signed, everybody signed it. There had to be 50 or 80 kids signing that thing, but then there were these little personalized thank you cards from like 30 of them. That's the kind of thing, and I think that the governor got it this week. I think they got it in Albany Tuesday or Wednesday. I think that's something that might hang on her wall in her office or at her home. It's unique. And I got to thank the school district for working on that. And Bridget Harvey, our Director of Communications, worked with them on that. It was nice.
What did the poster say?
Didn't it say, thanks for moving Fairlife into Webster?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You see, it as a third grader, you can get away with that corny joke, and I'm sure the governor, who has
Well,
kids and
it could be a bad
grandchildren-
dad joke, too.
Yes, but I mean, if I sent that to the governor as my thank you card, she'd be probably, you know,
I want my money back.
third graders do it. Her being a mother and a grandmother, I'm sure that I would like to think she liked it. So thank you for all involved in that. Dolly.
Okay, so taxes are finally done and submitted to the county. And the last couple weeks, we've been preparing for or getting ready to hand the baton over to the new town clerk, Deneen Marr. I've met her, she's very nice. And I've reached out to all the various agencies to let them know that I am leaving and that she will be taking over. And I think we're in pretty good shape, and we're ready for her to start on Monday and do some cross-training, and she'll officially take over on July 1st.
And I want to thank you for being flexible enough to offer your time in cross-training and
Absolutely.
shadowing, so
I was
it'll be a smooth
fortunate.
transition.
I was fortunate that I had Barbara around. She was wonderful. She was always there when I needed her. I mean, obviously, she was working on a project for the town, but when she wasn't, those days she wasn't there and I got stuck, so to speak, picked up the phone and called her, and she'd either come in or talk me through it over the phone, and I will do the same for Deneen as well.
Thank you for that.
I will just say, Dolly is gracious beyond belief, and I have no doubt that she'll help Deneen selflessly, and we've talked about how, you know, Deneen's got to come in and form her own department in her image and whatever. But with that being said, I hope early on, and we've talked about this, there's about a top 6 or 7 things that Dolly has done that I really want to make sure that Deneen knows that these you'll want to keep doing, because they're that critical to the whole mission of the organization. And one of them is, you see it every week, we are going over minutes to approve that are 1 or 2 weeks old. And I can't thank you enough for that, Dolly, because I can't look at minutes that come in 3 months later and have a memory of what happened at that meeting. I think all of us on the board appreciate that when they're within a week or two of the meeting, and as thorough as they are, and that's just something I hope the baton is handed to Deneen on that. I won't get into the other 5 or 6 we discussed, but they are just, they're the type of things that you, as a town clerk, will want to do, and any town board member and supervisor will benefit from those things, so thank you. Anybody else have anything? You know it, John doesn't come, and I would have won the bet tonight. Have a great night,
Justin,
everybody.
thank
This
you.
meeting is adjourned.